Dear friends in Jesus Christ, today we celebrate the feast of the presentation of Mary in the temple. We have read concerning the birth of Mary and her presentation in the temple only in the apocryphal literature. It is recorded by the Protoevangelis James that Anna and Joachim offered Mary to God in the temple when she was 3 years old. This was to carry out the promise made to God when Anna was still childless. This ritualistic tradition cannot be proved historically, but the feast of the presentation of Mary in the temple has an important theological purpose. It continues impact the feast of the Immaculate Conception and the birth of Mary. It emphasizes that the holiness conferred on Mary from the beginning of her life on earth continued throughout her early childhood and beyond. Truly, the Blessed Virgin is the best example of those whom Jesus refers to in today's Gospel as doing the will of my Father in heaven. Far from undermining the role of Mary, Jesus reveals the true greatness of her divine maternity. After all, she was not merely his natural mother through generation, but also she became the mother of God by embracing the Heavenly Father's will. From infancy onward, Mary was dedicated to God, totally committed to letting God's purposes to be fulfilled in her life. From the time of her presentation, as a little girl, she had decided to know God, to obey God, and to do the will of God. God came to dwell in her through Jesus because she was fully open to divine influence. To be a follower of Jesus is to belong to a new family, a family with stronger ties than flesh and blood. It is a family which is bound in love and obedience to God as Father, to Jesus as brother, and committed to living according to the way of life they propose. Part of that way, of course, is unconditional love of every single person, including even enemies. Dear friends, let our consecration of ourselves to God be made under her patronage. The girl who made her unqualified commitment to God at the Jerusalem temple never withdrew it. Mary would always remain example for us to know God, to obey God, and to do the will of God, and become worthy members of Jesus' true kindred.